This video is sponsored by H&H Bail Bonds. Find yourself in a pickle? H&H Bail Bonds is your new best friend. Located at 524 Washita Avenue, directly across the street from the courthouse. Call 501-321-1911. They're there to help you.
Good afternoon. I am Abby C. with Arkansas Herald. We are here at City Hall where all the petitions will be turned in today.
We're going to stick around and see what the residents of Hot Springs and Garland County have to say.
Well, I feel like today is a day for the people. We're being represented by the right of petition, and so far we haven't. The city board hasn't been listening to the people. So today's our chance for them to listen.
I'm looking forward to getting this done. I had very little. I've just got a strong back, and so I was helping the ladies carry the petitions in.
Exactly.
But I live in Enclave D, and we're looking forward to getting this over with because this is absolutely ridiculous.
It is, indeed. You feel you've got enough signatures, Pat?
I think so. We'll see how they count.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
But we've got 1,601 for Enclave D, and I think in C, they've got 1,605 or something. Pretty close count, though.
Right. Well, that should be enough. We wish you guys the best. Thanks for talking with us, Pat.
Thank you very much.
So how do you feel about being annexed?
I don't like it. That's why we're here now. We just want our right to vote.
How confident do you feel about the outcome of today?
I feel very confident about what we're handing in today.
Got enough signatures, we know.
We have enough today, and we are just going to keep going, and we're going to have enough. We're going to win this battle this time.
No doubt. We have confidence in you. Thanks for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Hey, Lance, I'll present you with Enclave C petitions and signatures. Thank you, sir.
Second week's work of 1,601 petitions from Enclave D. Thank you. Yes.
Copies for you.
Yes.
Be right out.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You're going to be right out with copies in about how many hours, sir?
It may take a little bit.
Hey, Lance, you're just going to copy these signatures, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need the rest of it. All right, Bob.
Good luck.
Go ahead. You have a statement?
We do have a press release which we can hand to you folks, but if you'd like, I'll go over it briefly.
Read it.
Read it. Today we turned our petitions into City Hall. This is January 19th of 2017, and at 3 p.m. today, almost, we turned in 1,603 signatures from Enclave C and 1,601 from Enclave D. And the gentleman we just turned them into is the city clerk for the city of Hot Springs. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you have a governing body that refuses to listen to their constituents and do not care what the public thinks of their actions. Apparently, the only motivation is to callously pursue their own selfish personal agendas while disallowing the public a voice or a vote on items that directly impact those people. Their uncaring attitude took an ugly turn back when the city board voted to cease televising board meetings complete with the public commentary section. That action proved not only the fact that they do not want to hear from the public, but they also want to make certain that the public was denied the opportunity to hear from the public. So they continue this practice today. We call it censorship. These actions have now become the norm for how they operate. If they want to impose taxes on their citizens, sell a big bond issue, plant a $100 million water boondoggle, buy burned out hotels, or commit millions of our citizens' tax dollars, they do not allow the people a voice or a vote. In spite of the fact that the law requires public hearings, these hearings appear to be purposefully held at times and places that will not accommodate everyone who would like to attend and speak. And their minds are obviously already made up, possibly by illegally conspiring together. So it's unfortunate that we're here today, but everyone deserves to know that our city board is in bed with the municipal league lobbyists and lawyers, plus the state's most expensive law firm, for a common purpose. That is to make certain that your voices are not heard and you do not get a vote even on your own property rights. These petition drives and expensive lawsuits are our only recourse. Our city board, folks, is out of control.
Amen. According to my new legal card that has my Facebook activist group on the back of it, Peace, Progress, Jobs. The front of it, my legal, for legal action, Cliff Jackson, it says I've retired from ambulance chasing and I'm now community activist, pot stirrer, and gadfly. Well, the truth of the matter is I've always been, and I just didn't want to be. 2 years ago, I tried to make peace with the city of Hot Springs by unilaterally declaring a cessation of all hostilities that I had been engaged in on the water issue and on annexation issue. I said, hey, until we have peace in this county, we will not have progress, we will not have jobs. Why? It's very simple. Nobody is going to want to come to Garland County, Arkansas and Hot Springs in the middle of a civil war. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we've got going in this county. It's a civil war. This board has declared war on the county. They're acting like the Politburo. Randy Foley, who runs the board, is acting like Putin, and he's treating Garland County like Crimea. He thinks, the board thinks, that they can grab us without our consent. What happened to the consent of the governor? Is that not a fundamental American principle that the government should first obtain the consent of the governed? Is it not a fundamental American principle that people ought to be able to vote on matters like this that affect their lives, their families, their properties? And yet this board disregards that. And they just look at the map. There's this little area over here toward the lake. Oh yeah, that would look good filled in our city map. So we're going to grab those people. No, they're not. Look, I've been circulating these petitions personally. And there is a palpable anger among city voters. And it's city voters who've been signing these things. It's not county voters, it's city voters. And they're tired of the direction this city is going. They're tired of the board spending $4 million to bail out, let's tell it like it is, to bail out a fat cat, out-of-state Kansas City developer who lets his hotel burn and fall to the ground, and use our tax dollars to do it. And they can't come up with $45,000 lousy dollars to fund our health department for the poor.
The disgrace.
For the poor, people who have no other health care, who rely on it to have their children vaccinated, the single mother who has no access to health care goes there. It's not right. You know, it's not right. It's not right to treat poor people like that and squander money to bail out an out-of-state developer when you can't even keep your health department open. And Randy Foley has said very clearly, unequivocally, that there will be zero funding for the health department next year. And let me tell you all this, what Randy Foley says, Randy Foley gets. Because this board marches in goose step to Randy Foley. He's running the city. He's running the city. And the priorities are wrong. They're wrong because it hurts people. It hurts the poor people of this city. So annexation is just a flashpoint issue. It's important to me, yes. I live in the area. I don't want to have to come pay the city a license to tell me that I and my son, Yoda B. Sean Jackson, can't go out on my own property and urinate where I want to, and how long I want to.
And how often?
Yeah, I said, or Yoda, my son. I mean, it's a fundamental right for my dog to go out and urinate on my property without the city having to get a license from the city to tell me how long he can do it and where he can do it. But, it's just, the annexation is just an exemplar of the whole attitude of the city board, which is, we know better than you know what's good for you. There's a word for that. What is the word for that?
Paternalistic.
Paternalistic, yes. It's paternalistic, it's arrogant, it's intrusive, and it's dictatorial. That's right. Because they don't care what the people.
Okay, y'all aren't city residents, so what brings you here?
Well, my primary reason is the protection of everyone's constitutional rights. If people don't want to be a part of the city, then we should not force them to.
And I'm here as a city resident and a former justice to make sure that the city residents' rights, their services are not diluted. Chief Flory, our former police chief, stated very clearly yesterday, publicly, that he had told them that this would be a dilution of services, and we're constantly being lied to about that. So I'm here to support city residents and our safety and our needs as well.
Exactly. There will be a dilution of services. We can't properly take care of the residents of Hot Springs now. We can't afford to continue increasing our size and expecting it to get better. It doesn't make sense.
One pizza.
Awesome, we're going to get that out to you right away. Thank you for calling.
Want your pizza fast? Call Brick City Pizza, the fastest delivery in town. Located at 765 Park Avenue in Hot Springs and 908 Dyer Street in Malvern. In Hot Springs, call 501-762-8844. In Malvern, call 501-337-4000. For fast pizza, call Brick City Pizza. Call Brick City Pizza, the fastest delivery in town.